Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. The moon is waning gibbous 100% in Ophiuchus. Alrighty. So happy full moon. Happy full moon to everybody. This video is for the 10th/11th through the 17th/18th of June. Like I said, if you're watching it on Tuesday, June 10th, it's at 100% waning gibbous in Ophiuchus. So what that means, it is between Scorpio and Sagittarius, and we know we have a full moon in Sagittarius, a full strawberry moon, right? But waning gibbous moon in Ophiuchus means that you're in a very powerful release and integration phase. Ophiuchus is a serpent bearer connected to deep healing, hidden knowledge, and rebirth, through transformation. And so the full light of the moon still shines, but the energy is now turning inward, encouraging reflection and letting go of something. So, what truth, is being illuminated within you, Capricorn, that you must now integrate and now release in order to heal and evolve, right? So again, you're continuing to purge as you're starting to think about the fruits of your labor. And that's really around, Saturn, right? And Saturn is a very serious planet. Some of you all have had your Saturn return. It happens every 29.5 years. And starting to think, okay, it's time to purge, right? Anything that's unhealthy and wounding that stops you from enforcing whatever boundaries you have to live your absolute best light. So continue radiating love and light, right? So let's get into getting an angel number. This is going to be a short reading. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. So those of you all who have participated in the free readings for Gemini, my calendar is full. So like I said, I made the announcement that we were doing free readings for Gemini season, wherever Gemini is in your birth chart. Like I said, Gemini rules third house. So wherever Gemini is in your birth chart, calendar is full. And I'm putting readings, personal readings on pause for a while. So some really good news. So they will be on pause for a while. So here we have 413, financial freedom. So someone is headed towards financial freedom. That would be you. So take back your control. So there is a need for you to look at your finances and get them in order. So organizing, understanding, and budgeting your money are all actions that create pathways to more financial abundance in the future. So reflect on an area of your life that does not support your financial freedom. Spend 20 minutes a day digging deeper into this financial predicament you've been ignoring. That's right, get it structured. That number one lets me know somebody's getting ready to speak life over their finances. At three, you speaking life over your finances. Somebody's gonna get organized. And I've been talking about it for years, listening to, even the frequency, wealth and abundance frequency videos. So somebody's getting ready, start tuning into that kind of stuff instead of tuning into anything negative. Somebody get ready to change those, switch it up. So let's get into your questions for your reading. Get into the questions for your reading. So what what is a hidden truth that's being revealed to Capricorn source? What hidden truth is being revealed to Capricorns, right? What hidden truth? And that could be the hidden truth is that you want financial freedom. That could be a hidden truth, right? And there's nothing wrong with that because there's nothing wrong with financial freedom. It doesn't mean that you love money more than you love other people, right? But you also have to know your worth too. And say, knowing that you also have to make the connection. This is about love, right? Make the connection because that's what love, the heart chakra is about, making the connection, not just in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm. And that's the frequency that you're on, that you can attract whatever you want to attract. But somebody also has to make the connection. It's the frequency that you're on, right? It's also a frequency, the spiritual connection. It's not just a physical connection. You can be around a lot of people who have money, but some people don't want to be around them. Not everybody wants to be around them because how they get their money, right? But then you got some people, they're on a particular, their auric layer. They attract money. Their spiritual auric layer is very cleansing. high vibrational. People want to be around them. They want to give them discounts. They just want to be in their space. They want to be in their energy, right? Ace of Swords, right? So, because then they're not afraid to use their sword to cut people off either. So, yeah, so somebody is starting to get real clear about the physical and the spiritual world. The physical and the spiritual world. Yeah, some of the nicest people that you meet are very, very wealthy, but they're not just wealthy in terms of just like paper and coins wealth. They're like very wealthy in just how they treat other people. They're very kind. They're very, um, um, very wise. So I'm seeing somebody has some kind of a new idea or job coming your way. You have some kind of but it's also going to bring some kind of a new conflict too. But it's also bringing some new mental clarity because you're not going to be afraid to cut certain energies off either. Because again, somebody wants financial freedom. Somebody wants financial freedom. And again, financial freedom does not look like what it looks like for everybody as far as you're concerned. So you're radiating love and light. So here we have the King of Wands here. So somebody may be going from, having physical people just kind of just sitting back saying they got your back to you having people praying for you, like prayer warriors around your team people, instead of having people praying on your financial freedom, people praying with you that are all like prayer warriors, that they're not competing with you in that regard, if that makes sense for somebody. People who are not competing with you, not in an unhealthy competition, they're in a healthy competition, like we're setting goals, we're praying for each other, we're winning together. But not somebody who's trying to extinguish you, like plotting and planning behind your back kind of thing. Like we're all winning, we're all on a winning team, right? We're praying for each other, not praying on each other, not praying for each other's downfall in a bullying way, and like, pointing out people's flexual problems. Y'all know what I'm saying with the S word. Somebody gonna say, well, what's the S word? Flexual, with the S in that, right? Pointing out each other's weaknesses, being impulsive, you know, being overbearing. That would be the King of Wands in reverse, right? So somebody could have been in a very poisonous environment, like I said, where there was you felt like there was lack of purpose, there was confusion, disarray, just diversions. I mean, all of that. So somebody is now thinking, okay, the scale from your eyes have been removed, and that's what Ophiuchus is all about. Serpent energy. That's what Ophiuchus is all about. Ophiuchus is, like I said before, is a serpent bearer. It's connected to deep healing, hidden knowledge, rebirth through transformation. Um, it really encourages reflection and letting go. But so somebody is really thinking, okay, the devil is in the details. Like really something is happening like right now. Like somebody saying the devil is in the detail. Somebody really wants financial freedom, and it's time to cut ties with certain unhealthy and wounded ways of thinking. It's time to get on the throne, adjust your crown, start being a prayer warrior, getting around some other prayer warriors, not energies who prey on you. Somebody's just that's kind of like worn out and tired at some point, right? Time to hit a reset button, right? Eight of Swords here. Yeah. After a while, it almost feels self-imposed. It's so like, okay. Like, you're looking in the mirror and you're just like, okay. After a while, you almost feel like you're just kind of trapped like a never ending, like no matter what you say, this is like a nightmare. So somebody could say, you're darned if you do, darned if you don't, right? Kind of thing. So somebody, when I look at your cards here, what somebody's going to stop doing is possibly even listening to things that keep you in a loop. So let's say, for instance, somebody is kind of changing the channel in your mind of listening to anything that reminds you of something that you've already healed from, right? Whatever that means. Whatever you already healed from, you're going to stop listening to that, right? If you've already healed from it, you're going to stop listening to it. So you feel like, okay, you're going to the next level. So now you're saying, okay, I want to focus on listening to where I'm trying to get to. If I'm trying to get to financial freedom, then I need to be listening to something that's going to take me to that level. I'm going to start gradually phasing certain things out because I'm trying to get to the next phase, right? Right? I'm trying to wake up from a nightmare. I'm not trying to stay in a, what's the name of that movie? Groundhog Day. Keep waking up. But anyway, so yeah, somebody's trying to wake up. The scales from your eyes have been removed. You're trying to wake up. You're not trying to keep reliving something over and over and over again, right? You've already gone through enough darkness, right? So yeah, so you don't want your intuition to be blocked, right? That would be the high priestess in reverse, right? So you want to be light high priestess energy, right? So you want to access the secrets, mystery, intuition. You want to be able to trust yourself. You want your inner voice. You want access to, secrets, right? Secret knowledge, right? So you're trying to wake up from nightmares. You're not trying to stay asleep. So that's where you're aiming higher. That's the moon in Sagittarius. You want to see the fruits of your labor. So you're like, okay, well, I don't want to keep living a nightmare. So I want to see the fruits of my labor now. I want to see how it works. I want to see it in action. So I want to get out the house. That's what somebody's saying. I want to get out the house. I want to see it. I want to see it in action. That's what somebody is saying now. So here we have Hangman. I want to see the sacrifices that I've made in this, right? So it's gonna it's gonna really change it. It's gonna change it up for somebody who's because I feel like somebody has kind of been in a loop of almost like being a workaholic to some degree. That's what I feel like looking at your cards, almost being a workaholic, right? And it's kind of taking you back to the past, right? Of just believing that if you work harder and harder and harder, right? But you were actually sacrificing yourself after all the sacrifices you've already made, right? So you're going back to an old belief system that, you've outgrown because again, you're in high priestess mode now, right? So whereas before you had to see something to believe it, now you're operating in faith. You believe it because you've already seen it happen, right? If that makes sense to somebody. So you've awakened from some nightmares. You've actually prayed for something, right? Because now you're saying prayer warrior, right? You prayed for something. So now you're standing in it. Now you spoke something into existence. So you're radiating love and light. You've awakened from a nightmare. So get out and get some air. Get out and get some air. Yeah, get out and get some air. Right? Six of Pentacles. Somebody's now seeing some money. The money is coming across you and someone's path. Money is coming across you and someone's path. The scales from your eyes have been removed. Like I said, the devil is in the details. So Ophiuchus, like I said before, is right between the moon and Scorpio. Scorpio is a death card. So something had to end, right? So you're right in between that in between time. Then Ophiuchus, right? That's that serpent energy, right? And then now you're aiming higher. That's the moon in Sagittarius. Good luck, good fortune. That's Scorpio. I mean, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Good luck, good fortune. What's on the horizon? Now, what's on the horizon? Somebody's getting out and getting some fresh air. So you're no longer living a nightmare. You're actually living life. You're getting out and getting some fresh air. Financial freedom. You're confident. You're talking about different things. Somebody could be working several jobs. Somebody could be talking about, financial freedom, getting things structured and in order. Maybe you're working for yourself. Maybe you have several businesses. You're talking to people about financial freedom, radiating love and light. Somebody has worked really hard to get to that. Here we have the Four of Swords. Somebody is going to be sleeping better. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. You're taking back your control, right? Because a light came on for you in hermit mode, right? A light came on. I'm hearing big things popping. No, just kidding. So Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands here. So a light came on for somebody. So some kind of a new project is coming. But somebody was able to, like I say, willpower here. Some willpower, some kind of a new romance could be coming across somebody's path. And if you with your person, obviously it's no new romance. We're not trying to start no problems in nobody's household. But it could be a new romance for somebody who wants a new romance coming across your path. We have Seven of Wands here. And something could take off kind of quickly for somebody. Y'all could be flying places, going, because you can defend your decision now to move on from some things, right? So, some things could be happening. Some things could be happening, right? They could be a little hot and heavy, for you and somebody. Y'all could be looking at each other with little hearts dancing in your eyes, just because. Or if it's something platonic, y'all could be getting on, catching flights instead of feelings. It just depends whether it's platonic. For somebody, it could be like platonic friendships as well as romantic relationships, but whatever. But you and somebody could be, like I said, headed towards financial freedom. Whatever the situation is, congratulations to you. Here's a devil card. And, after maybe you could have been demonized, for something. Somebody could have been called a devil worshiper, but who knows? I mean, child, people got names for everybody, but whatever. Anyway, but so, and then what must Capricorn release to fully embody, this wisdom, that they have about financial freedom? Because it is wisdom. It's something that somebody prayed for, to have the wisdom, to just kind of sort of, hang in there, with yourself, to like really believe in your dreams again. Because it takes a lot of wisdom to believe in your dreams and to be around people who are not, um, to keep talking about, their nightmares. I'm also looking at too here, like somebody no longer paying attention, because we're talking about the Six of Pentacles here. Because two people, it looks like they were paid to um, talk about something that was causing someone some nightmares. So something was intentional, but something intervened. So obviously source intervened, because two people were paid to, operate from their lower self, to like be the devil, while somebody was in hermit mode, right? To talk about something from the past, to cause someone to have nightmares. So that was definitely intentional. But yeah, expansiveness. But I also see somebody no longer, two energies, you and someone no longer paying attention to those types of energies who are trying to cause nightmares. So here we have expansiveness. So eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego, right? So yeah, so when energies are trying to reel you into something that you've already moved on beyond, and you're trying to create financial freedom, sources say that's when you pull your sword out. You're not giving any energy to it. If you've already, um, and that's what, like I said, Ophiuchus, the scales from your eyes have already been removed about from something, and you're like, okay, you've already moved on from something, and somebody's kind of dragged you back into something that was maybe a nightmare for you. Sources saying, nope. That's when you said, nope, you're moving on from something. Moving on from something. You already healed from something. No. Some people like to keep going down to a lower frequency, and they can't come off of that frequency. It's hard for some people. That's why, so anyway, let's close it out. Let's close it out. So I feel like somebody's gonna be getting out and getting some more fresh air, getting some better rest, talking about you. Waking up from some nightmares, moving on from some things, and like I said, possibly new love for some of you all who are, if you're single, if you want new love in your life. If you're already with your person, obviously know that. But and also money. coming across your path. So congratulations, somebody's definitely catching flights. Here we have it's coming. So hope is on the horizon in the face of challenges. Remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. And then a deeper world. Don't push or force your way through life. Find balance even in dark times. Will open your heart to the depth of compassion in everyday moments. Don't give up. It's okay that things don't always feel easy and effortless. Some of the best moments in life happen during and after hard times. Keep believing. Forge a new path. When you make new choices, you create new results. Let go of old patterns and embrace the power of possibilities. You are fully supported. Oops. Trust your feelings. You are unique. Your destiny is waiting for you to write your story and pave your own path. Follow your heart. Don't let others dictate who you should be. And then the beginning. So there is still time to adjust or start over. Feel life flowing freely through your being. All your wishes can come true, and the creative potential of a new beginning. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, you got the devil card and major arcana, but you also have it kind of sort of in the minor arcana too. So it's always in the details. Always in the details. But continue radiating love and light. Continue keeping your vibrations high. But yeah, the moon is in Ophiuchus, and it's going to be moving into Sagittarius, full strawberry moon. So fruits of your labor. So again, this is what you have in common with other people. When you just been working hard on yourself, is that you'll eventually see the fruits of your labor, of your ancestors, coming through. That's what somebody is starting to see, is fruits of your labor from your ancestors. All right, bye.